Welcome to Draw and Design. Before you will be able to succeed in making manipulation in an AutoCAD model, you have to master the process of selection. And this is not unique to AutoCAD, any graphics program selection is the key skill you have to master. There are lots of ways that you can select objects in AutoCAD. The first clue you have to the methods of selection is single left click. If you hover the crosshair on the object, it highlights, and with a single left click you can select it, but there are two cases. If it is a single object below the click, it will be selected and blue color grips will appear. But if there are overlapping objects below the click, then sometime we can't decide which one we have to select in order to work correctly. To solve this problem, we have a special option of selection cycling. It is a list box to view the list of overlapping objects on left click. It is located on the bottom right side of the screen in our status bar, a doubled rectangle with a plus sign on it. Don't worry if you can't find it, you can customize the status bar by right-clicking three-dashed button in the very end of the status bar. Here you can hide and show all of the functions for the status bar. The status bar provides quick access to some of the most commonly used drawing tools. You can activate and deactivate the cycling option by clicking this button, but if you right-click on the button you will find settings. So basically this shows display options for the list box. You can turn the list box on and off. It can be cursor dependent and it can be static, just appear in the middle of the screen. In the case of cursor dependent, you can select any of the four quadrant distance between list box and crosshair in pixels. And then you can check this option to show title bar of the list box. Now that we have described the single click completely with or without cycling, let's talk about other methods of selections, that is lasso selection. We have rectangular lasso and fence lasso selection, and based on the direction of selection, both are further divided into window and crossing selection. Left click once and drag toward right, and you can see the blue rectangle with dotted boundary. This is a rectangular window selection. It will select objects that are entirely enclosed in the rectangular lasso. Left click once and drag toward left, you can see the green rectangle with dotted boundary. This is a rectangular crossing selection, and this will select only objects that are crossed by the rectangular lasso. If you look at the command bar during the selection, it says, specify opposite corner, which will close the lasso. Or you can select, fence, crossing polygon or a window polygon. It means you can switch between rectangular and fence selection. Also, you can start a crossing polygon selection, and a window polygon selection. These are really helpful tools to work in complex drawings. On the other hand, you can hold the left click, going through all the objects you want to select, toward the left side, then release the click. This will select all the objects touched by lasso. Or you can hold the left click, and capture all the objects you want to select, toward right side and then release the click. This will select objects completely covered by lasso. If we briefly explain, it's all about click, or hold the left button, and deciding the direction of selection, which makes four types of lasso selection. These are most handy, convenient and suitable methods. In some cases, you have to select an object after starting a command. This can be noticed in many commands like trim, extrude, press pull and lot of other commands. In those commands, our crosshair disappears, and only a rectangular shaped box appears for selection. This is called pick box. Once you have selected some objects, but you want to exclude or deselect a certain object, you can hold the Shift button, and left click the object. It will be deselected or removed from current selection. Hold the Control key, with left click, filters the sub-object types, like the lines making a polyline or polygon. And let us edit our drawings in some special ways. Select Similar is a tool of the selection of objects with the same characteristics. You can select an object, then right-click and choose Select Similar from the context menu. Also, you can change and set similarity criteria of objects. Simply type Select Similar command, and choose Setting by typing SE. It will open a dialog box. Object can be similar based on these characteristics. If you had a closer look at command bar, while the fence lasso selection, it says, press spacebar to cycle options. Now if you press spacebar before releasing the mouse click, you can switch between fence, window, and crossing selection. If selection cycling is turned off, hold down Shift key and press spacebar. You can cycle through overlapping objects, one after the other, until the one you want has appeared. You can click to select it. That's all for today's topic. Please like and share, and leave your suggestions in the comment box.